When the attorney opened the envelope, my sister was smiling. Less than a minute later, she couldn't say a single word. Everyone in our family thought they already knew what Margaret Halswell would say. She had lived a long life, raised 3 children, and always seemed like the kind of woman who believed in fairness. That was why everyone assumed the house would go to her oldest son, David, the savings would be divided equally, and the family jewelry would belong to her daughter, Linda. I believed that too. That morning, we sat around the conference table in the attorney's office. No one argued. No one seemed anxious. It felt like nothing more than a routine formality. The attorney adjusted his glasses, opened the folder, and began reading. The first few paragraphs were exactly what everyone expected. A few charitable donations. Keepsakes for the grandchildren. Words of gratitude. Then he stopped. My home, my land, and the majority of my savings will go to the person who never asked me for anything in return. The room fell silent. I quickly ran through every relative in my mind. Maybe it was the neighbor. Maybe an old family friend. The attorney turned the page. That person is Sarah Miller. It was me. Linda stared at me as if she had heard the name of a complete stranger. David remained silent for several seconds before asking if there had been some kind of mistake. There hadn't. Along with the will, Margaret had left a handwritten letter and asked that it be read aloud. If you're surprised right now, then I did a good job of keeping my thoughts to myself. I loved every one of you. But love doesn't always lead to the same decisions. No one looked away. When I turned 78, I noticed people began speaking to me differently. Many visited only around the holidays or when they wanted to discuss the house, the land, or the value of my collection. Sarah came without needing a reason. Sometimes she brought coffee. Sometimes she simply sat beside me. There were afternoons when we barely said a word, and somehow that was enough. A lump formed in my throat. I had never thought those visits were anything special. After work, I'd often stop by because I knew Margaret felt lonely. We'd talk about books, old movies, or neighborhood gossip. Sometimes I'd replace a light bulb or help her order medication online. It never crossed my mind that those ordinary moments meant so much to her. The letter continued. My children are good people. They each have their own lives, and I don't blame them for that. But one day I realized something simple. The greatest gift anyone can receive at the end of life is another person's time. It can't be bought, requested, or returned. When the attorney finished reading, no one spoke. Outside the building, Linda slowly walked over to me. I expected a difficult conversation. Instead, she quietly said, "Now I understand why Mom always asked if you'd been by to see her." Several months have passed. I never sold the house. Every Sunday, Margaret's children and grandchildren gather there. We drink tea, laugh together, and tell the stories she loved so much. Sometimes I think that's exactly what she hoped would happen. She didn't leave her family an inheritance. She left them a lesson that turned out to be worth far more than the house itself.